What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today we have quite a bit to discuss. Even after the wild release of Call of Duty Warzone, for everybody out there, we have new information about some upcoming Activision games that are currently in the works, and we'll also be following up on a topic we previously discussed a couple of weeks ago, which involves Sledgehammer Games working on a free-to-play Call of Duty experience for 2021. So the man himself, the Gaming Revolution, went ahead and tweeted out some new information he got from his source, and it says the following: some Activision games in the works, Tony Hawk Pro Skater Remastered, an absolute classic, it's very exciting, Call of Duty 2020, codename Project Zeus, Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, yes, that's still on the table, a free-to-play Call of Duty game from Sledgehammer Games, 2021 ETA, a player versus player Crash game, Crash Bandicoot, The Wrath of Cortex Remastered, and of course the follow-up to the new Modern Warfare that is also being worked on. Then on an update to that tweet, he went ahead and went in detail with Crash 4, The Wrath of Cortex Remastered is expected to be the next big Activision game to release, and then the free-to-play Call of Duty game made by Sledgehammer is going to be available on console, PC, and mobile devices. So once again, 2021 ETA. So there's quite a bit to take away from that. So first and foremost, that free-to-play game from Sledgehammer is what interests me the most, because this is essentially like combining Call of Duty Mobile and Call of Duty Online from China, right? This free-to-play experience, which will most likely combine a lot of pre-existing assets from probably both the Black Ops and Modern Warfare franchises into one new experience. And, you know, not even just that, but maybe even Advanced Warfare, World War II, combining all of the work that Sledgehammer's already worked on previously that resonated well in the community. So who knows what that could be, but it's a real insane Fortnite level approach with cross-platform gameplay between mobile and console. So once again, Activision is really down to essentially double down, no pun intended, on some of these mechanics and systems that Call of Duty has never seen before. Not only just a free-to-play model and this massive open world battle royale, but now taking that gameplay to a new level with more cross-platform gameplay, right? And I was really excited when they announced that Modern Warfare would be the first Call of Duty to have crossplay, and they're taking that even one step further with mobile as well. So I wonder what that means for Call of Duty Mobile, right? Will Call of Duty Mobile somehow be integrated or get an update with Sledgehammer Games 2021 release, or will this likely be a separate game entirely? I'm going to bet on a separate game when it comes to mobile devices. So depending on if Call of Duty Mobile gets updated in the next year, it seems like mobile gamers out there will have a lot of Call of Duty to enjoy. But is this another battle royale? That's the real question that I've been asking a ton of you guys out there in different videos and over on Twitter, right? Could this be yet another battle royale after a rumor has already risen that Treyarch may be working on a new version of Blackout for COD 2020? So maybe this is somehow a safety net for Activision. Maybe they're like, well, if the battle royale genre is still hot in the next couple years, we'll have Sledgehammer drop their own battle royale in 2021. That way, every developer that's worked on Call of Duty has essentially made their own version of battle royale. So I'm not sure how that would work. Would Sledgehammer make a battle royale that's based solely off of iconic Advanced Warfare and World War II maps? I mean, they can even throw in some Modern Warfare 3 since they worked on that game as well with Infinity Ward, but I'm not sure. I mean, I don't think it is. I feel like it'll be some type of small-scale multiplayer experience that may have something possibly as big as Ground, or maybe 32v32 at most. If it's going to be on mobile devices as well, it can't be too big. So I'm not expecting a campaign or anything, but maybe some type of multiplayer experience that is cross-platform on literally every device possible. So that's my assumption there. I don't think it's a battle royale, but honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if Activision's like, hey, you got to do a yearly battle royale for every developer. You got to put something out there to compete with Fortnite, Apex, PUBG, all those other games out there. But another question is, how does Sledgehammer have the time to not only help Treyarch with COD 2020, but also work on this 2021 release? And it goes back to what I was saying before. Maybe something will happen, right? When they announce COD 2020, maybe they just won't include Sledgehammer in the announcement. It'll just be Treyarch and Raven. Maybe Sledgehammer worked on a certain portion of COD 2020, as we already know, but then they're getting pulled out lot of that right as Treyarch took charge on the project, and Sledgehammer is then put to work on this free-to-play COD 2021. But as the Gaming Revolution also explained before, this 2021 release from Sledgehammer is not a part of the main Call of Duty cycle, so it'll be releasing like Warzone, right? Some point later in Q1 or Q2. It won't be a release in the fall as we usually see for the Call of Duty franchise. So I'm wondering if it's really a small-scale game, maybe just a basic multiplayer that Sledgehammer somehow has time to work on, either while working on COD 2020 or by just working on it on their own. Sledgehammer is, of course, a pretty small studio at this time. A lot of people left after World War II wrapped development, which is why Raven essentially took control of COD 2020 with Sledgehammer being their support studio, but because they couldn't get along for whatever reason, Treyarch had to come in and take over the entire project. So if that's the case, are we officially back on a 2-year development cycle? Because TGR also explained that yes, the follow-up to the new Modern Warfare is also being worked on, and that's presumably the official release for 2021 with the Call of Duty franchise. So Infinity Ward will come out with the new Modern Warfare 2, and then shortly after that release, maybe Sledgehammer will whip out this free-to-play Call of Duty experience. So maybe Activision's new model is release one main Call of Duty every single year, every fall, and then at some point in March or April of every year, release some type of free-to-play experience alongside that. So again, doubling down on that system where you get the best of both worlds, a paid experience and a free-to-play experience. Maybe even combining the two to be one application, with the free-to-play experience being a mode of some sort for the paid experience. So that's always a possibility. We have no idea what's going on here, but again, it's really interesting news. We've never seen stuff like this with the Call of Duty franchise. Now, this also goes to show you that Activision is okay bleeding into another game's life cycle. They experimented a little bit with this in 2016, 2017 with the release of Modern Warfare Remastered alongside Infinite Warfare. Then on top of that, they were still updating Black Ops 3 with plenty of updates from what I call year 2 of that game cycle, and then to cap off year 2, they released Zombies Chronicles. So they had a lot of updates going on for 3 Call of Duty games at once. That was the start of this little experiment with many active Call of Duty titles at one time. As you can tell there, we had a DLC release for Modern Warfare Remastered, the Variety Map Pack, on top of lots of DLC weapons and small in-game events. And then, you know, with Black Ops 4, we had a lot of updates to Blackout. We had the release of Call of Duty Mobile. So Activision's releasing as much as they possibly can, which is why the announcement of Modern Warfare 2 Remastered really wouldn't surprise me either, as we'll get into. So I do think the free-to-play model is here to stay, and Activision is slowly learning how to compete with other games and franchises, but still sticking to their old ways while doing that simultaneously, as you guys have noticed with some of their decisions lately. But we already know about Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. I reported on this a long time ago, what feels like years now. I think I was still in high school when I first reported on Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. Charlie Intel even reported on it. They heard from their sources that it was campaign only at the time, but because of the backlash Activision was getting, they then delayed Modern Warfare 2 Remastered apparently, and it got delayed to what seems like indefinitely, and we didn't hear anything about that after that rumor. So I'm like, wait, what happened with Modern Warfare 2? And I've had plenty of conspiracy theories about what happened. I think the original plan was to have Modern Warfare 2019 be some sort of Modern Warfare 4 or a spin-off. That way they would have a reason to remaster Modern Warfare 2 and 3 to bring people up to speed with the story and lore of the Modern Warfare universe. It made the most sense to maybe release Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, even campaign only, as a pre-order bonus to Modern Warfare 2019 or Modern Warfare 4, so that again, people get caught up to speed with whatever the story's about. And I, at the time, understood not including a multiplayer with Modern Warfare 2 because it would break the player base. People wouldn't even give the new Modern Warfare a shot if they were able to go back and play Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer remastered. So that was my idea the whole time, but then when they announced, oh, well, multiplayer's in the works now, they're gonna, you know, fix the problem, they're gonna listen to the community, I'm like, all right, well, when's a good time to release that? I mean, they already experimented with, you know, different active multiplayers at one time in 2016 with Black Ops 3, Modern Warfare Remastered, and Infinite Warfare all being active at the same time, so I guess they could do Modern Warfare 2 Remastered multiplayer at any time they want. But then it's like, well, what's even the point of doing a Modern Warfare 2 and presumably Modern Warfare 3 Remastered if the new Modern Warfare is a complete reboot, right? It's a bit confusing to people, especially considering how similar the names are. We already had COD 4 Modern Warfare, we had Modern Warfare Remastered, now just Modern Warfare. So the names are getting confusing, and what's even more ironic is that, again, Infinity Ward is working on the new Modern Warfare 2, the follow-up to the new Modern Warfare, and that'll be releasing at, again, presumably the same time that a Modern Warfare 2 Remastered will also be coming out. So a lot of confusion going on here. I think it is awkward that Infinity Ward is working on, again, another Modern Warfare 2, but maybe Activision just doesn't care and they're like, well, let's just double down on all of this and release as many Call of Duties as possible. They know it'll sell well, so let's just do it. I think that's probably what Activision is thinking at this moment in time, and because the new Modern Warfare ended up becoming a reboot, it might have shuffled plans a little bit with the originally planned Modern Warfare 2 and probably Modern Warfare 3 Remastered releases. So I think over time, we'll definitely see at least the Modern Warfare 2 campaign or even Modern Warfare 3 campaign released. But when it comes to the multiplayers, that's when things get sticky because we just had Warzone release. So again, when is a good time to release a Modern Warfare 2 remastered multiplayer? But TGR source has been persistent with saying that it's definitely still happening, still on the table, but plans obviously change. So it's going to be strange seeing how COD Warzone, Treyarch's COD 2020, and Modern Warfare 2 Remastered are all probably releasing in the same year, 2020. The big rumor is that Modern Warfare 2 Remastered is going to be dropping at some point in 2020, whether it's in the summer, which I think is probably a good time before a lot of the huge COD 2020 hype starts. What are your thoughts on that? And also let me know what you think about the possibility of seeing Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. Do you care about it? Do you not want to see it? Or would you rather play that over any future new Call of Duty release? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everyone.